Hello team. So let's move on with the next part. Yesterday we have completed the first part of Scrum Master learning path. Now we'll move on to the next segment. So here is the thing. Empiricism, Scrum values we have completed. Now we come back to the Scrum roles. As we know that there are three roles. Let's get back and just remind the six values of Scrum. So what are the six values? As courage, commitment, focus, openness, and respect. These are the five Scrum values that we need to consider. And now we're going on to the understanding and applying Scrum values and Scrum roles. Okay, so let's first check out this one. A day in the life of a Scrum Master. So you all are wondering, and whoever is thinking about this being a Scrum Master, they always give a thought about how the Scrum Master works and what are the roles and responsibilities of a Scrum Master and what exactly is the day, how the day is going for the Scrum Master. So let's just go and see what exactly how the day is going for the Scrum Masters. Being a Scrum Master myself, I've tried to capture my role in a few sentences as a part of about me pages. So like as a Scrum Master, main focus is creating successful team with strong skills in self-organizing and cross-functionality and drive for continuous improvement. I support product owners in visualizing progress, creating a transparent product backlog, and maximizing the value of the product. I help organizations in making Scrum successful by supporting management and changing processes, procedures, culture, and behavior. Due to strong focus on the principle of Agile and the values of Scrum, I try to ensure the spirit of the Scrum is truly understood. So these are the main things that what a Scrum Master do is creating a successful team. The first thing is it. Second thing is it needs to support the product owner every time and visualizing the progress, creating the transparent backlog, and maximizing the value of the product. So whatever the product owner is doing, he needs to just keep on supporting him. Okay, now he has to do the work of the support owner, the product owner, but just need to support him. Okay, and then help organization in making Scrum successful. So whatever it is doing as a Scrum Master, it needs to just help the organizations to make it success and to ensure that the spirit of the Scrum is truly understood. The spirit of the Scrum means the values, the artifacts, the rules, regulations, and whatever the guidelines and the as per the Scrum guide. Everyone is following it and everyone is respecting the spirit of the Scrum. So the characteristics of the great Scrum Master. So let's just see this. In a white paper, characteristics of a great Scrum Master, I offer a detailed descriptions of a characteristics and skills of a great product owner, Scrum Master, and a development team. Below, I have shared some of the characteristics of a great Scrum Masters, and these are tangible tasks, but will give you an idea what to expect from a Scrum Master. So let's see the characteristics of the Scrum Master. A great Scrum Master. So you like to be a great Scrum Master, right? Let's hear it is. Ensures entire team supports chosen Scrum process. The main thing is that everyone is on the same page. Everyone is respecting the Scrum process. Okay, like if you are in a democratic country, so everybody should support and respect the democratic laws. Like same, you have to respect the Scrum process. Entire team supports the chosen Scrum process. Manages the impedance that exceeds the self-organizing capabilities of the team and it prevents the in achieving the sprint goal. Manage the impedance and that exceeds the self-organizing capabilities of the team and prevents them in achieving the sprint goal. We all have to find out the loopholes, loop fallbacks, and all flaws in the in our team and in any of the progress. And if we find out anything, we just need to take it out, dig it out, and that's how we need to manage the impedance. Now, recognizing healthy team conflict and promotes constructive disagreement. We're not saying that nobody should be disagree with any other opinion. Yes, disagreement is respected, but it should be a healthy team conflict, not like any other thing. Whatever the team discussion is going on, whatever things, it should be on a healthy part, okay? It comes out to be a constructive. Is prepared to be disruptive enough to enforce change with the organization. Is prepared to be disruptive enough to ensure a change within the organization. And whenever Scrum Master sees any kind of disruptive thing that it needs to make in its organization, like in his Scrum team, he should be able to do that and understand the power of self organization. And everybody should be self organized, self learned, self, kind of thing, that self learning, self optimizing, so that this power of self organizations will come up. Understand the value of steady sprint rhythm and does everything to create the maintain it. We don't have to go very fast, we don't have to go very slow. We have to just follow the process, the timelines, and you just need to go on steady process, okay? It's just called a steady sprint rhythm. Then knows how to really listen and is comfortable with silence. A scrum master should always know how to listen to his teammates. He should always respect and try to listen each and every teammate, whoever is from product owner, from development team, so that they can easily come to him and tell him whatever is the reason, whatever is the problem that they are facing. So he should be a truly good listener. Understand the strength of a coaching and has learned some powerful questions by heart. A scrum master should be a kind of a leader who can coach his team, like a coach, and should give strength to its team by giving powerful questions, by asking questions, by giving remedies like those of things, and then teaches the product owner how to maximize ROI and meet objectives. And a scrum master should always, teaches and gives guidance to the product owner on maximizing, and it's his or her decisions as a product owner to do whatever the scrum master is saying. Is also competent with the XP, Kanban, and Lean. A Scrum Master should also be knowing as XP and Kanban as a tool and a Lean. These are the three tools that it should also be, learning on. The most important part is, so far I've discovered the services the Scrum Master offers according to the Scrum Guide. The personal description, I use some characteristics of a great Scrum Master. So hopefully this will already offer you some insights on what Scrum Master is doing on a during day. But I probably haven't yet clarified the title of the blog post as a day in the life of a Scrum Master. That's because I haven't mentioned the most important part of the Scrum Master role. Now you will gonna see the day, how the day goes. First of all, a Scrum Master should always prevent a fully booked schedule. A Scrum Master should not be always. A Scrum Master should not be always be fully booked. A Scrum Master should not always be fully booked. And a scrum master has a lot of free space. Scrum master has a lot of free space in his agenda. The more and the better. The scrum master should have a lot of free times in his schedule, so that he can get a lot of the time and attention for his team. As a daily preparation of a scrum master could consider questions like, how is my product owner doing? So these are the questions that the the scrum master should ask himself, that how is my product owner is doing? Is the product backlog is in shape? Like everything is going fine? How he is he managing the stakeholders? Like product owner is how is she's managing the stakeholders? What about the delivering business value and return on investment ROI? How is the development team is doing? Are they working together? Is there any conflict in the team? Do they have to resolve it? And is the team making decisions? How are our emergency or how are our engineering practices doing? Is the team carrying and improvising them? Is the test automation? How is the test automation? Is the team expanding the definition of a done? How is my organization doing? Is there inter-team coordination? What organizational improvements are there in the way or other about the HR practices? So these are the questions that on a daily basis a Scrum Master should ask himself about the development team, about the product owner, about the engineering practices, about the organization in overall. Like, is everything is going on fine? Is any conflict is going on that he needs to resolve it? He needs to come and step in into it. Okay, and after that, of course, these are not the only questions to be considered, but these are just examples of based on less training. So, like in a day in the life of a Scrum Master, if you're already reading this article, that's great. A day in the life of a Scrum Master, start the day with an open and curious mind. How can I improve the life of a Scrum Master team by facilitating creative and improvement? Your agenda is as good as empty, except for the daily Scrum and maybe some other Scrum events. Remember this point. Your agenda as a Scrum Master should good as empty. There should be no agenda from your side except for the daily Scrum and maybe some other Scrum events. And all other things, if you're going for a Scrum daily Scrum, that it's only from the team, whatever they are saying it. Okay, you're you attend the daily Scrum as an observer. You listen to what it's in being said. So you just go into daily Scrum and observe what the people are doing, how the people are talking, how the people are communicating, what exactly is the problem going on, and how they are resolving it. So it's all kind of a spectator kind of behavior that you need to do as a Scrum Master. You consider some of the questions that I've mentioned earlier, and based on the observations, you determine your next steps, and it might be coaching, consulting, teaching, facilitating, mentoring, managing, problem solving, conflict negotiating, navigating, or just sitting with the team and listening to watch the team. Okay, so these are the kind of skills that I should be having: coaching, consulting, teaching, facilitating, mentoring, managing, problem solving, and conflict navigating. Doing nothing is a perfect activity for a Scrum Master. A biggest pitfall for a Scrum Master is being too busy and not noticing what is really going on. So this is the superb line that I can see is doing nothing is a perfect activity of a Scrum Master. Scrum Master need not to do anything. Everything is already going on with each and every team members, each and every partners, stakeholders. He just have to be very free. He has to be so free that he can pinpoint what exactly is the conflict, what exactly is the problem. He just try to figure out the problem. He just try to figure out how where is the necessity. Okay, so just try to be free whatever is going on. Okay, so this is all about how a Scrum Master do in his daily life. Why Scrum Master? Let's go on this topic. I'm saying I'm giving you all this is from you will not find this in Scrum Guide. Scrum Guide is just the rules and regulations that Scrum Master needs to follow. But all these extra things are just to understand. Scrum Guide is very easy to understand but difficult to apply. That is all what we say as a Scrum Master. Why a Scrum Master should have other why Scrum Master should not have other roles. So just check it out. It's 2 minutes video. Let's see. Why Scrum Master should not have a other role.
Hi, I'm Evelien. I'm an Agile coach at Exibia and a professional Scrum trainer at Scrum.org. The reason not to combine your regular role with the Scrum Master role is this. For example, you are a programmer and you are in the zone and developing your product backlog item, and someone in the team has an impediment. But you really have to finish this. Yeah? So what are you going to do? Are you going to help your team member as a Scrum Master? Or are you, as a developer, going to finish your item? So it's conflict of interest, and it's very difficult to have the right decision between that. So question is then, are you committed to the team or are you committed to delivering the product backlog item? During training, people ask me if you can combine the product owner role with the Scrum Master role, because it's not much of work and you can combine it, right? Also, this is not very advisable. The product owner should be with his stakeholders and be engaged with his stakeholders, while the Scrum Master is busy with the team members. The product owner is crafting the product backlog, and the Scrum Master is crafting the team. So if you combine those two roles, you might have a conflict of interest. For example, if you are the product owner and you bring your product backlog to the team, um, and you really want them to have it finished by the end of so and so, as a Scrum Master, you have to protect your team and ask the challenging questions. Are you sure that you can pick that up in the next sprint? Did you think about this and this and this? And if you have to switch hats between those two roles, it will be very easy to have the items you want as a product owner to have done by the team to just shove them in, because you take away the Scrum Master role and you don't protect your team anymore. So that's one of the reasons why it's not advisable to be product owner and Scrum Master at the same time.
So I hope you got that. It's just about as a part of this video, what he said that by having a Scrum Master also holding other roles on a Scrum Master team is not a good idea, and how it can cause a conflicts of interest, resulting in negative and team impact. Like if your team manager, your lead, or your manager also works with you as a team member, like the like if you're talking about a cricket, if in a cricket match, if a captain is also giving a responsibility to be a best player in the match, then if he try to focus on being a best player in the team, then he'll not be the best captain in the team. Best captain will be to organize the people to let the team wins, and he tries always to win from his side, to be the best from himself, and he not be able to show his best as a team captain. So a scrum master is just like a team captain. It should not be, you know, it should not be any other. It should not be following any other rule. Okay, so let's talk about this. And now, the scrum master is a junior agile coach. Okay, Scrum is intended as a simple yet significant framework of complex product delivery. Scrum is not a one size fit for all solutions, a silver bullet of complete methodology. Instead, Scrum provides the minimum boundaries which we can teach and self organize to solve a complex problem using empirical approach. The simplicity is its a greatest strength, but also the source of many misinterpretations and myths surrounding Scrum is a series of posts we your Myth Brothers, my Mythbusters, and will address the most common myths of misunderstanding. So let's see what are the myths that we have in the Scrum Master Agile things. Okay, so the Scrum Master is a junior Agile coach. This is a myth. The Scrum Master is a junior Agile coach. That means they're thinking that Scrum Master is a kind of something which is in the Agile methodology, is just a junior coach of Agile methodology. Is a myth. Are you a Scrum Master? Are you a Scrum Master and ready for the next step as a Agile coach? Do you need an Agile coach to help facilitate organizational change and the Scrum Masters focus on the Scrum teams? Did you have an experience of a Scrum Master and want to become an Agile coach with a 3-day course? Ever consider changing your job title to Agile coach because it's nets you higher salary? These statements exemplify the myth that we intended to busy day. The idea that a Scrum Master is a junior Agile coach, or more simply, that Agile coach tends to be a large organizational issues, while Scrum Masters focuses on Scrum teams. In a way, busting this myth has been our mission over the past years, and one more will be continue to pursue, considering just how tenacious it is. We have been written several articles, spoken at seminars, provided trainings and facilitated workshops, all related to explaining the purpose of the Scrum Master. And in this big blog post, we'll share our views on this topic. So let's see how they, busted this myth. It is based on a very poor and incomplete understanding of what is the Scrum Master actually does and what and should do according to the Scrum framework. And it positions the Agile coach as being higher in the traditional hierarchical structures, especially within the organizations that are used to vertical growth paths. The Scrum Master is a junior, Agile coach is a mediator, and the Enterprise coach is a senior. consultancy firms or training agencies encourages a way of thinking because it's easy to match with their increasingly hourly rates and expensive training programs. Notice a contraction with the services of these organizations providing the services scams. The myth leads to an artificial boundaries between this what Scrum Masters and Agile coaches do. The Scrum Masters is only allowed to act on a team level. Therefore, creating a necessary Scrum-friendly culture is far more difficult, causing the change in the successful Scrum adoption decrease. The Agile coach is expected to implement the necessary organizational changes, but fails because of limited experience from the trenches and not knowing due how to deal with outside in the change environment. Busting the myth is like busting today myth is actually remarkably easy and requires only simple reading of the Scrum guide. As has been the case with every myth we have addressed so far, the Scrum guide offers a clear descriptions of the services of Scrum Master provides on development team, product owner, and the entire organizations. This includes the coaching and development team in self-organization and cross-functionality, helping the product owner with the techniques of the effective product backlog management and supporting to the organizations in delivering high value product through the empirical process stabilizing. The eight stances of Scrum Masters are an evident remover, a facilitator, a coach, a teacher, a servant leader, a manager, a change agent, and a mentor. Dealing with the senior challenges, a good Scrum Masters help or Scrum team survive in an organization culture. A great Scrum Master helps change the culture so Scrum teams can thrive. Say this. A good Scrum Master helps Scrum team to survive in the organization culture, and the great Scrum Master helps change the culture so Scrum teams can thrive. So, being as a Scrum Master, you just not have to help your Scrum team to survive in your organizations. Rather than you need to change the culture, you just try to change the culture of the entire organization so that the Scrum team can thrive. Okay, so both the Scrum guides and 80 stances of Scrum Masters inform us about the challenges of a Scrum Masters, how to help people transition from plan-based approaches towards the empirical process, and does more justice to the complexity of the work they do, how to facilitate transparency, inspection, adoption in the translation closed organization. In a traditional closed organizations, how to do this? These are the main questions, and difficult questions to answer is how to coach organizations in truly collaborating with the Scrum teams, how to manage boundaries of the self-organizing and control-driven organizations, how to offer how to offer a safe to fail and learn organization environment where experimentations, how to promote a culture where Scrum teams can thrive. Team success is valued over individual success. Continuous improvement and experiment is promoted. Agile contracts are encouraged. Stable team compositions are supported. Behavior is rewarded, not individual achievements. It's up to the Scrum Masters to help to create the Scrum friendly team culture. Thankfully, the Scrum Master is a perfect positions to do so, and because she and he can able to change the inside and out. Scrum Master enables change from the inside out. Scrum Master enables change from inside and out. Should we fire all agile courses? So this is all about going into the deep of what exactly is the difference between the agile, being as agile coach and the Scrum Master. Okay, so you should never feel like you're into the agile thing because agile is a very different thing and Scrum Master is very different thing. And the trainings and the seminars that if you see, you may feel that it's a very good and very easy thing. Characteristics of a great Scrum characteristics of a great Scrum team. The best Scrum Masters I've ever worked with. Okay, so let's see.